how about you guys give me the answer? What's gluteus max's main action?
Lateral rotation.
It does. So
No, hip extension.
extension. We just did all the rotators. It is a contributor to lateral rotation. It's a contributor, but its main action is extension. So if its main action is to extend the hip, what do I do to stretch it?
Flex.
I flex it. So I support the knee, bend, and come straight towards the shoulder. I want to keep it in straight line. A lot of times people start to push out. They let it go out this way, different ways. Keep it straight line. Of course, we know these scrubs are not these are not yoga pants, right? So you might very well get to a point where you're not feeling the stretch before your pants are like, I'm done. A lot of people, they'll either feel the stretch back here in their bottom, or they might feel a pinching up front. To alleviate that pinching, one way to do that is come out of the stretch, lift their knee towards the ceiling a little bit, go forward, and then you don't have to hold it up the whole time. Once you get over the pinch, then you can go back into pushing straight forward. You can just hold this here near your body. You can put it on your shoulder as long as you can support it, and then you just keep it and go straight forward towards their shoulder, knee to shoulder, because we're flexing, we're stretching this. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and show medius is a little different. So if I can have you roll away from me on the side, and then bring your glutes to the edge of the table. Kind of keep your shoulder where it is, but only bring your glutes to the edge of the table. Great. That's a good way of describing that. Instead of saying like, bring your butt towards the edge of the table.
Back it up.
So on this, I'm going to just bring her legs straight in line with her body. I'm going to locate her iliac crest and place a palm there. We did this with the lateral body wall, right? But we just let it go, which allowed the whole QL area to open. Now I want to kind of secure the iliac crest and then bring the leg down. Now her whole pelvis can't come with me, so it's creating distance between the crest and the trochanter. Make sense? Now remember, and some people, this muscle can be very sensitive, and my palm is a little bit on the edge of that, so don't just don't lay your weight in there, Val. And of course, the one we did previously is I just let go of this, watch your pelvis. See, the whole pelvis comes down, which stretches up into the QL and the lateral body wall. That's why we had them reach up and over, and it really creates a full side bend. But if I want to focus on the medius, bring the leg into alignment, secure the iliac crest, allow the leg to go back down. Because primary action of medius and secondary action of minimus?
Medial.
Abduction.
Oh.
You guys are going to get there. It's going to happen. It's abduction. Well, so to stretch an abductor, I adduct. Okay, great. Thank you. Face up. Our last one is piriformis and friends. And so for this one, I tend to just have these come right back to, let me just point out one other thing. If I tend to go up, see this knee, see how that knee over there is starting to move? This will happen if they're wearing tight pants, but it'll also happen if they're just tight. Because what happens, you keep pushing, and they're like, I can go farther and farther. So what they do instead of flexing here is they start to roll their pelvis. And that lifts this leg up. So if you have really good balance, then you can bring one knee over and just lightly touch that. It's not to hold their leg down. It's a reminder that we're only moving this, we're not moving this. At a lot of stretch specific places like PT offices, or if you go just like Stretch Lab, places like that, they have these bands that go all the way around the table. And they will bring a strap and they will put a strap on that. It's not to crank your leg down, it's simply a reminder that that's not supposed to move. That's not where the stretch is. If that starts to push against the band, then you're rolling your pelvis instead of lengthening the glute max. Definitely don't attempt that if you know who you are. You tend to run into things, fall, trip over your hands. We don't want you to go up as like a little reminder and drop your body weight onto her kneecap and then hyperextend a knee. Okay. So The reason I have glute immediately followed by piriformis is because they tend to be very similar positions. Glute, I went straight up towards the shoulder. For piriformis, I come back until the femur is perpendicular, rotate into a 45-degree angle, and then maintaining that angle, I take it towards the opposite shoulder. No difference?
Mm-hmm.
Common errors. People will be here, they'll come out, they'll rotate, and then they'll only push one hand or the other. If I push this one, I just lost my angle. If I push this one, then that just really cranks on it. Get your 45 degrees, move the entire piece towards the opposite shoulder at the same speed.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Hold for a minute, how long?
15 to 20 seconds.
10 to 15, up to
30.
30 for a static stretch. And then at the end of that time, what do I tell my clients to do? That's a good.
Repeat.
Yes, we have them breathe. Deep breath in, causes a slight amount of tension in the muscles, and as they breathe out, we have a post-isometric relaxation. It relaxes. And then we go deeper into it. Hold for 10 to 15 up to 30. And then what they do?
Breathe.
Deep breath in, breathe out, go deeper into it. How many times can I repeat a static stretch? Static meaning not moving.
3 to 5.
Typically it's 3 to 5. When will I know to stop, Nicole? You're killing it.
When you've done it 3 to 5 times.
But how will I know if it's 3, 4, or 5?
Oh. If there's any progress, like them stretching more.
If there's
Deeper
no
stretch.
progress, we stop. Deep breath.
Not getting
Oh, it moved. We're going to go do it. Oh, it moved. We're going to do some more. And we're done. Okay? If you go into that deep breath and there's no progress there, then you're probably maxed out for that motion for that day. Okay? All right. So we had glute max, bring it up, inline with the shoulder, take it straight up. If it pinches, come out, rise up and over, and go in again. We had turn to 45,
This is for
ankle
the, this is for
and
the
this is
piriformis
piriformis,
and
lateral hip rotators towards the opposite shoulder. And if you want to go into the abductors, you have them rolled to the side, secure the iliac crest, allow the knee to go down. Cool. Get a buddy. Oh, actually, nope. We're going to take a break until 150, then get your buddy on the table.